everyone, and welcome back to Agents of Damned. I am your sometimes benevolent, often malevolent Dungeon Master, Jordan Roman, and as always, I am joined by my fellow players.
Hi guys, I'm Katie, and I play the delightful Safe.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina, and I play Winterra.
And I'm Drew McLean, and by Bahamut's harrowing haberdashery, I play the good Dr. Arlo Aegon.
So, we are, back at base right now. Some things have happened, some things are going to happen. Some fun midnight escapades, if you will.
Sex joke.
No. Not even a little.
No.
How dare you defile the sanctity of one, your wife, and two, my precious baby Bookworm? How dare you?
Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised so much as I am just disappointed.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and get this recap out of the way so I can just go ahead and burn that memory forever. So, last time, the agents, Second Chance, Divine Shield, and Ryan had just finished arresting Sasava and Avasis after the fearsome battle that took place mere moments ago. While Arlo pitched the idea of hiring Nelg on as a member of Damned, Saith went to check on Granifor. She broke the news to the groggy beholder that Sasava had been using him and never truly believed in his ambitions. Then, Niavara, and eventually Sibo, came to reassure Granifor that if he truly cared about helping people and the town, then he'd have a home in Silvery Moon. As Ryan prepared to head back to base with Divine Shield, she overheard Saith casually mention Arlo's actions in the temple when he attempted to sacrifice himself to save the others. After getting a confession from Arlo, Ryan simply walked off in stunned silence. Winterra then went to speak with her mother about her encounter with Otelo, her grandmother, in the Feywild. While initially difficult to accept, Holly soon asked Winterra to tell her everything that had happened, and the two shared a long, heartfelt conversation. After returning to base, the teams met up with Ryan, who was actively avoiding eye contact with Arlo, to discuss any potential weaknesses that Ash might have. After the meeting, Arlo was sent to the armory to have a workplace sensitivity seminar with Alar, while Saith was forced to stay behind and reveal the true nature of her warlocked pack with Osmodius. While that was happening, Winterra went to the archives to speak with Bookworm about her deal with the Feywild, what new landscape she thought would be beneficial for research, and to give her a flower from her home forest. After regaining her composure, Bookworm guided Winterra to an appropriate section. While doing so, Pendleton finally spoke up from the ring. He offered to assist Winterra in battle, going forward from his experience in battle from his former life. After some time had passed, Saith left HQ to collect a bounty and deliver it to her contact in the city of Nightwatch, a vampiric wood elf named Laushin, not Lotion. There, she learned that the circus from her dreams was seen traveling along the southern edge of the continent and seemed to be heading towards the Sword Coast. Back at base, Arlo finally confronted Ryan about his actions at the temple, and her unusual silence on the matter. Ryan then told Arlo a tale from her past, where she charged into a battle against a group of cloud giants, and how she lost her entire squadron in the fight. Arlo then revealed to Ryan that he also understood the pain of loss, as his own inaction had cost his father his life. Ryan then decided to give Arlo the skills necessary to give him and his team the best chance of survival on the battlefield. Later that same night, Winterra found a note on her bed telling her to go to the archives alone. Following the letter's instructions, Winterra went to the archives to find Bookworm waiting for her. A sudden breeze blew past Winterra, and with it, a meek voice saying in Druidic, "Hi." And so, we resume our tale. Winterra, you are still in the archives with Bookworm, and you have just heard, for lack of a better term, the voice on the wind speaking for Bookworm. How do you respond?
Okay, so basically what's gonna happen, I think, here is that Winterra sees Bookworm and her ears perk up. She's like, "Hey, Bookworm!" And in Druidic, that's habitually what she responded in, And then she pauses, and she goes, "Wait, Bookworm, your voice on the breeze in Druidic! It's so cute."
She starts to blush wildly and says, thanks. Again, this is all, like, being heard, like, as wind is, like, constantly blowing. Like, a constant breeze is blowing by you, and every time it does is when you hear her speak. And her lips do not move, just to be clear. I felt like I could trust you with this, and I wanted to let you know that I could communicate with you like this. I know that Mr. Arlo and Miss Saith can understand my sign language, but I know you were struggling with it a little bit. At this point, you kind of see her, like, tuck her hair behind her ear, and you also see one of the flowers that you gave her is currently being used as a hair ornament.
Oh my god, my heart.
Cute.
She's way too cute. I can't.
Yeah, that's super cute. Okay, so...
Welcome to my weekend.
So, Winterra continues, and she says, "Yeah, I've never, seen, I think they called it sign language before. This is definitely more natural for me. I didn't know you spoke Druidic."
And she kind of cocks her eyebrows a little bit, and you hear, "Don't you remember the first time that we met and I created a flower?"
Oh yeah, that did happen.
I was doing the same thing then that I am now. Well, sort of, I guess. I used Druidcraft to, in that case, make the flower, and in this case, to control the wind. I'm actually able to speak Druidic through that means. Because of that, only other Druids can hear me, so you're really the only person I would be able to speak to using this.
That's a unique ability. That's really cool.
She starts blushing again.
Winterra kind of cocks her head to the side and her ears go flat. She's like, "Are you okay? Your face does that a lot."
"Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine." And you kind of see her like, you guys ever seen Seven Deadly Sins?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Well, Katie, you'll enjoy this. She does what Diane does, where she will, like, take her hair and sort of, like, pull it over her face and, like, hide behind her hair.
I get to get enough mental image of that. And when Tara goes, like, and moves a quick step forward towards her to make sure she's okay, she's like, "Wait, are you sure you're not okay? You're not running a fever or anything,
No, I promise I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just, I'm not great with people.
Me too. We have that in common.
That's why I wanted to let you know I could do, if it's okay, can you not tell anyone else about this?
Yeah.
I haven't even told Mr. Orlo or Mr. Yarvum about it. Miss Ryan doesn't know either.
Wow. Yeah, I'll keep your secret.
Thanks. You really are a good friend, Winterra. I appreciate it.
And Winterra, her ears again go flat, and this time she's the one that has like a little bit of a blush on her face, and she like touches her face. She's like, "What is wrong with my face?" And she turns around. She's like, "What?" So she turns around really quick, and she like breathes really deeply, and then she turns back around, and so she says, "So the meeting alone was to explain this, right?"
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything wrong.
Oh, no. Roll me an insight check real quick.
Okay. 14.
You notice that despite how awkward she always is around literally any other living person, she's acting, once you bring that up, the idea of something being wrong, she's acting slightly more awkward than usual. And you even notice that you hadn't really even, like, thought about it or noticed it until now. Her hand, like, very quickly moves to, like, grip on a scarf that she has been wearing. It just seemed like some nothing aspect of, like, what she wears. But as you kind of think about it, she has always kind of, like, worn that scarf. And you just never thought about it until now when you see her gripping at it, like, with purpose.
Oh.
It's gonna be like that one story where, like, she, like, never takes a scarf off, and then one day she does, and her head falls off.
Damn, now I gotta rewrite my whole thing.
That is not where I thought you were going with that.
Oh my god. So, Winterra goes to move back closer to her, and again is almost cocking her head to the side. And she looks at her and says, "Are you sure everything's okay?"
Roll me persuasion. Because you gave her the flower, I'll say with advantage.
Okay. 19.
Ooh, hot damn.
Both of those were good rolls. The one was a 17, one was a 19.
Shit, alright. So she kind of looks off to the side nervously. She's not blushing this time, so you know it's nothing. You, Christina, know it's nothing along that line. But she says, I'm sorry. I really do think you're a nice person, and I do trust you, but it's still difficult to talk about that. It's been so long since I've been able to even hear my own voice again.
Oh.
Little nugget.
Oh, that's way sadder than my thing.
If you would like, you can roll another insight check on that one.
Okay, sure. That was a 14.
One particular thing that she had just said caught your attention as strange, and you kind of draw a weird connection with what you've been hearing. The fact that she said, again. Meaning, she could once speak.
Oh!
And the voice you've been hearing from her sounds like that of a young child. And the bookworm standing before you is definitely not a child. A young adult, maybe even a little bit older, but definitely not a child. So the voice does not match.
Lie down. Try not to cry. Cry a lot.
So Winterra goes through a couple of different stages of emotion right now. She starts off with this look of understanding. And as the gears in her head are turning and she kind of puts together the voice and the word again and the scarf, she kind of gets this look of, I guess, anger is the best word, because she feels like this person who she's starting to consider a friend has been hurt, and obviously if that voice doesn't match up, she feels intent towards, some kind of assistance, and she doesn't know how, so the feeling manifests itself for her as anger. And so she says out loud, "I understand. I know how painful things can be, especially when they happen so long ago." And she just kind of closes her fists and takes a step away from her for a second as she's dealing with this feeling of anger that she doesn't know how to put elsewhere, because it's not for even herself, even though in some way it also probably is.
One moment, please.
Who hurt you, my precious nugget?
I was thinking the same thing! So as you are turned away from her, you feel a hand on your shoulder. And when you turn back, it's her. And she says, there's some things I can't tell you yet, because I'm not ready to talk about it. But there are some other things I could show you if you'd like.
I will protect you with my life!
Winterra just nods.
she takes her hand off of your shoulder and extends it to you, as in like a take my hand type gesture.
Okay. Winterra takes her hand.
Alright. As you do, your vision goes white. And soon you find yourself in this sort of almost dreamscape. And Bookworm manifests next to you. And you hear her say, like actually speaking this time, not through the wind, I actually... The day that I lost my voice was the same day that I lost my clan. And you see her, like, lower her scarf, and there is what looks like the outline of a hand pressed up against her throat. And then you see the white dreamscape around you begin to take shape, and you find yourself in a forest. Definitely not the same forest that you grew up in. It is distinctly different, but to anyone else it would look like any other forest, with the minor or major exception of the rot and decay that is there. None of the trees have any form of life. What hasn't burned almost looks like it's had the life drained from it. And in the middle of all of this death and destruction, you see Bookworm. But not as you know her. As a child. Sitting completely silent, motionless. Almost as if she can't even accept everything that has happened. And then the Bookworm that is beside you, the modern day one, says, after I had lost everything, I was sad. But eventually I was given a second chance, sort of. Or I guess you could say one found me. And then you see, making their way through the decayed bush and bramble, is a young Orlo and Yarvum, the chef and shipmaster that brought you all here. And Orlo is the first one to take note of Bookworm, and he goes over and falls down to a knee and says, "What is wrong, child? What brings you out here into this ill-forgotten place?" And she just looks up, tears welling in her eyes, and Orlo immediately understands everything that's going on. And he turns over to Yarvum, who he looks a bit more, or not more, but rather less accepting of the whole situation, and just says, "Please, for the love of God, tell me you're not planning on bringing this one with us. We've got enough to deal with as is. We don't have time for a child." And Orlo says, "I will not abandon her." And the white takes over again, and Bookworm begins to speak once more. "After Mr. Orlo and Mr. Yarvum found me, they took me with them. It was thanks to them that I was able to be happy again after all of that." And it's only for a brief instance, but you do see almost like a still shot of Bookworm eating out of a bowl, some sort of like a soup, with Yarvum looking onward and Orlo next to him in an apron, and they're both just happy seeing Bookworm gleefully eating this food. And then she says, "After some time, we eventually ran into Miss Ryan and Mr. Odart." And then you see sort of like a flash forward, and Ryan looking considerably younger, about 20 years or so, with Odart, is meeting up with Orlo, Yarvum, and Bookworm. At this point, Bookworm and Odart appear to be roughly the same age. And Bookworm continues to speak again and says, "After that, we ended up forming Damned. It was Miss Ryan's idea, but Mr. Orlo and Mr. Yarvum were more than happy to agree, as long as I was allowed to stay. After that, we ended up meeting everyone else. Mr. Harvum and his friends, and then you see Divine Shield enter the frame. They found Mr. Rick and his other little friend, and then you see him returning with a gelatinous Rick Slavenly and little Rick. After that, Mr. Frieden and his friends joined. The Friday Night Fun Pals then join in. Mrs. Nisa and Mr. Morgren, followed by Mr. Alar. As she says that, Nisa and Morgren show up, followed shortly by Alar. And then Miss Raylan was the most recent one to show up before you guys. And then Second Chance enters the fray, followed shortly by you guys. And then with that, the vision ends, and you're back in the archives with Bookworm. She brings her hand back to her own side, and she's just smiling at you.
Oh, my heart.
I hate you.
Take a minute.
I love it, but I hate you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Winterra just says, "Thank you for sharing that with me."
Of course. You're my friend after all.
My heart. God, Jordan, why?
Because I feel like you guys earned it. Now, as the scene ends, Winterra, I want you to roll me one more insight check.
15.
As you think back on the dream that you just witnessed, going through Bookworm's past, seeing the formation of Damned itself, there's one detail that doesn't quite add up, and it's Odart. Because when he was there at the formation of Damned 20 years ago, he looked exactly the same as he still does today. So, it's now the morning of the next day. Saith is in the dining hall getting a bite to eat, when all of a sudden, Arlo and Winterra, you two approach and slam down the employee manual that you were handed at the very beginning.
Alright, y'all, it's time for us to get some book learning. Who's ready to read?
Oh, yeah, sure. Fair enough.
I mean, not the level of excitement I thought it would be, but alright.
I mean, you're not wrong. We really should read this thing. We have gone on 2 missions without having done so.
Don't say that so loud.
Roll perception.
That's 14.
You see Second Chances sitting at a far-off table, and Raylan just kind of looks over at you, like, shocked.
Arlo, looks her dead in the eye and is like, you ain't here, shit.
She turns back over to Thorngol and Seven without a word.
Okay, so Winterra just kind of looks at the group, and she's like, there's a lot of things that I've been learning since I joined up with Damned. Because, I grew up in a forest all my life, and I have to admit, Arlo, that hat is weird. Saith, I know it's a metal condition, But your smile is really, really strange sometimes, and I have to know more. Like, I've never seen anything like that before, ever.
Arlo grabs his hat. It's just like, hey, this. First of all, this hat is fucking badass. You said weird, you meant badass. Second of all, I don't know, you're pretty weird yourself. You eat knees, and there was some kind of a ghost baby thing that happened during that last fight. What was up with that?
Hey, first of all, knees are delicious. Mind your food manners. Get some culture. Second of all,
Easy, you two. Goodness gracious, I don't think there's any reason to be at each other's throats. To answer your question, she says, eyeing the, main table where Rianne would normally sit.
Ryan does not eat in there. She eats in her office.
Trying to be like... She hasn't told them yet. It's been weeks since Rianne was like, you need to tell them. You know what I'm saying?
No, well aware.
She just looks super uncomfortable, like she doesn't want to have this conversation here out in the open. So, I know you both know that, I'm pretty good when it comes to, murder. And, I need you both to know that I've never done it illegally. What I mean to say is I've never done it without getting paid for it. It's always been legal assassination.
Alright.
Boy, this is a lot harder of a conversation than I was expecting it to be, especially in this tone of voice. There really are some days where I wish that I wasn't like this. Because always being happy, it's more painful than feeling all the emotions.
Winterra cocks her head to the side, just kind of remembering the conversation that she's just had with Bookworm, and she says, have you always been like that?
No. I was about 15 when this happened. I lost my family at a very young age. I'll get more into that later. But, when I was a teenager, I met a drow, Varus. He took very good care of me. He was like a brother, almost a father, and I loved him very dearly. And, I wasn't a very happy child. I'm sure that's probably hard to imagine. And, he did everything in his power to do things that made me smile. He's actually the one that gave me my surname.
Safe, I'm just realizing we've never heard your surname, I don't think.
Oh, it's Everjoy.
Okay, that's adorable. Continue.
Less so when you know the reason.
One day, he came home from bounty hunting, and he told me he found something. Something he thought was going to make me feel happy for once. And I trusted him. Unendlessly. And it was a circus. I'd never been to one before. It was a trap. And Varus died. Right in front of me. And the ringleader, I believe he was a very powerful necromancer or sorcerer of some sort. I've never been able to know fully, as I can't remember much after this. But I remember being in a lot of pain. And I remember waking up, and the circus was gone. And my smile Never went away after that. I am in constant pain. I need you both to imagine when you have a laughing fit and you can't stop. I mean, honestly, it's like doing smoke weed, you know? And you're laughing and you're laughing and you're laughing, and then you realize, holy shit, my face hurts. That's my life. And I want you both to know specifically that even though I threatened to murder you both on our first day, that I will truly do anything to keep you both safe. And I think it's probably about time that I not only tell you about the fact that I am, less happy than I appear to be, but,
She pulls the cat out from under her cloak and puts him on the table.
I haven't told you about that yet. I'm not gonna go fully into details yet. But what I do want you both to know is that I have a pact with Asmodeus. I don't want either of you to feel as though you can't trust me. As previously stated, I will do anything in my power to keep you both safe. We are a team. I have some debts owed to me. Modi is my payment. I don't think he'll be around forever, because I don't plan on keeping this pact forever. But there you have it. He's a little demon bastard, like all cats.
After you said that, you guys heard a glass break from Second Chance's table, and Raylan immediately got up and left.
Raylan, mind your own damn business.
I'm trying!
Just remember, I never killed you!
Right!
Man, it's almost like the scene should have taken place in, like, our bunk or something.
That's why she looks so uncomfortable about it!
There's not going to be any lasting consequences to that, don't worry.
And, actually, is any of you guys ever used to watch Drake and Josh?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
You remember the episode where, like, they were like, you want to do a hug? Like, nah, and they're like, quick one, and they do, like, that really quick slap hug sort of thing. Like, that, like, Arlo hugs Safe that way, mainly because, like, he does want to hug her and comfort her, but also because he's, like, 60% sure he'd still get stabbed if he hugged her too long. So, like, very quick hug, like, boom, hug.
She pats his hand.
We're always here for you, buddy. And hey, just because we've got our jobs here to do doesn't mean that during our personal time and during our travels that we won't find that ringleader of that shit circus, and then we'll kick his ass so hard that we'll finally break that smile off your face.
Hell yes! I am down for all of that!
Winterra nods in agreement as, like, this look of anger is starting to clear from her eyes with, like, resolution that this is happening. She's like, absolutely.
Enough of this sadness bullshit! Let's go have a few beers and get fucked!
I started this scene saying you were having breakfast!
We're not working today.
You fucking lush! Oh my god!
Drinking day.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, aside from feeling like you guys are brought closer together after you guys do eventually have your super lit study session, anytime you guys choose to consort the book in the field, you get a collective +3 to any history checks to do so.
Yes, queen!
So some time passes after that exchange, after your study session, and it is now, at last, one of the most sought-after days in Damned's calendar. It is a tradition that started a couple of years ago, after people started to realize that constantly working without any time off is just a monstrous thing and a terrible idea because people will go crazy, especially in this particular line of work. So it was officially mandated that twice a year you would have, as members of Damned, a special day. That day has been designated as the biannual engagement of active camaraderie, hellacious distractions, and yogurt. Or, as it is more gleefully looked upon, Beach Day!
I hate you.
I'm down.
I love it.
I hate you so much. Why yogurt?
Because I couldn't think of a Y word that made sense.
Where's the yogurt gonna come? I'm so concerned about the yogurt.
I'll bring the yogurt!
No! Rick, you stay home.
I'm part of this too, get over it!
He's like, I have black pudding instead of yogurt, and everyone's like, oh god.
No, Rick, that's a different thing. So as this implies, you all are standing at the entrance of the castle that represents your headquarters. All in your favorite beach attire. If you guys want to describe to me what you think y'all would wear to the beach, you are free to do so. Otherwise, we'll keep it going.
Okay, so you know how Saith wears that gray armor, and it's like got the rings, the golden rings?
Sure.
So she wears a gray light studded armor bikini with the little golden rings.
How consistent.
And I think she'd wear like one of those beach skirts. It's not like a skirt, but it's like the...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The cover-up skirts, yeah.
That's it. That's what she
I said
wears.
Arlo's probably wearing like, just like some standard like swim trunks, but also one of those like those tank tops that says "Suns out, guns out."
Christ.
Sounds about right.
Winterra is like definitely in more of a tankini style bathing suit that's got like very foresty vibes to it. Like, you know those bathing suits that like seem a little thick for bathing suits, and like they usually have some kind of texturing on them. So that's the texturing, but it like looks like leaves, and then she's just in like full on like boy shorts.
Alright.
Sounds about
let's
right.
go to a quick run through on some of the other members I have for everyone's thing, if there's anyone you're particularly interested in. Otherwise, I'll just pick a few highlights.
Brienne.
Thank you, that was an obvious one.
Brian.
I know I gotta pick Andrew's target. And despite what you probably want to hear, what she is actually wearing is a fairly modest swimsuit with black shorts and a white tank top on top of it. So you can kind of like see it from the sides, but you can also tell it's more akin to a sports bra than like a standard bikini top. Alar, who is uncomfortably close to you, Arlo, observing those guns, has on a button-up shirt, very regal blue, and emerald green shorts. Morgan and Nisa have on, so you know when you think like old-timey one-piece swimsuits, like the red and white striped ones that like go from your knees all the way up?
Yes.
Yep.
They're wearing matching sets of those.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
You guys, unfortunately, also see both Ricks wearing uncomfortably tight red Speedos.
No.
Of course.
He could manifest any clothing he wants.
And this is what I wanted!
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Oh no, wait, it gets better. And then you also see Forngol and Vythe, the lizard folk from Team Divine Shield, are going commando.
They're just naked.
Excuse me?
They are fully nude.
Yikes.
They take suns out, guns out, literally.
Yikes.
So nude beaches are confirmed in D&D world. Got it.
Arlo walks over with like ponchos and he's like, nope, none of that.
And then Big
With
Betty's
these
Traveling Tavern has a yogurt stand, and she has like this little bikini that's like several sizes too small.
I don't like
no.
you.
Back off. This is my scene to set, and I will not allow it.
Come on!
You do also see all of the Fun Pals are wearing the same thing, which is a more modest Speedo, but printed on the backside of all of them are the letters FNFP.
That's adorable.
Arlo's like kind of looks at that and he almost like seethes a little bit. He's like, that would have been a perfect goddamn name. They're having so much fun. He's like looking at them like the envious person that's like outside of a party. Like they're playing like beach volleyball and shit, and they're having like a great time.
my God.
They're having so much fucking fun.
One other person that you actually see come up to you is Nelg.
Yeah!
Yeah!
He is sporting a sun hat and like a long, like cover-up, long-sleeved coat. It's not like heavy, but it's clearly meant to cover up his very sensitive skin.
Oh yeah, he's not albino.
Yeah, no, the sun doesn't like him.
Speaking of which, how's Seven doing?
He has black shorts, a black button-up shirt with the first 3 buttons undone, and an umbrella.
Wow, fuck that guy.
He is so try-hard it hurts.
Great.
Right next to a naked Forngal.
Actually, I want to roll to see if I can convince Forngal and Vice to wear the ponchos.
No.
Please.
No.
I hate you.
I'm drawing a line in the sand, goddammit. So, as you're all gathered, Odart actually, like, basically yells at the skies like, "Alright, Yarvam! We're ready!" And a big light encompasses all of you, a brilliant crimson glow, and you are all teleported back outside of the gem and on Narif's back on the edge of a private beach.
Oh, beautiful.
So you guys all hop off and you kind of just like do your thing, just like, you guys just get to have a day, just kind of do whatever the fuck you want. So I imagine you do a lot of that day drinking that you were implying, you filthy lush.
Yep.
Ryan is kind of like tending to a grill, making sure everyone's fed. Some people are in the water, other people are playing on the beach. Seven is notably just kind of keeping under his umbrella as much as he can. You guys cannot keep track of the Fun Pals to save your life. God only knows where they are.
Oh my god.
But you also notice that Orlo and Yarvam are actually spending time with Bookworm. And as you guys are doing this, Harvam from Divine Shield comes up and says, "Hey, so I never really got a chance to thank you all for your hard work over in Silvery Moon. That was some excellent combat you displayed there. Truly exceptional."
I'm glad we were able to provide camaraderie to you, friend.
Oh, absolutely. It was... The fact that we were overtaken is... It is a blight on our record that we shall work hard to overcome, but knowing that we have trusted allies like yourself and Second Chance is... It does a heart good, you know?
Indeed.
After all, what's a little, mind control and attempted murder amongst friends?
Oh, I'm not sure I can agree with that, but... I was by chance wondering if you might be interested in a little friendly competition. A means of easing the pains of the past, if you will, to kind of move past that and start building more of a real friendship as opposed to a saving our lives based one.
So Winterra's eyes immediately glaze over, like in an anime when someone mentions like starting a battle or a competition. She's just like a game?
Precisely. I'm not sure how familiar you would be with this as a forest dweller, but I'm sure your more city-prone companions can tell you about this. I assume you're all familiar with Void Ball. Saith and Arlo, roll me a history check to see if you know what Void Ball is. Arlo, you can have advantage.
I don't need it. That was a 19 on the die.
Yep, shit, no, you don't need it. So, Arlo, you are actually familiar with Void Ball. This is what you were kind of hoping you'd be able to strike up a conversation with that one random passerby in Silvery Moon. Because this is, without a shadow of a doubt, the most common sport in all of Faerun. It only picked up a little while ago as far as, trends catching on, but this one lit up. It is essentially zero gravity football.
Yes.
and Harvin would like to play against you guys.
I'm about to tear some shit up!
I'm perfectly willing to, have a friendly match, I guess we'll call it. Although I do have my own plans to take care of today once we finish.
Oh, of course. This is just a brief little thing. Let's say first to 3?
Sure.
Alright then. And he looks over to Odart! Can you set us up for Void Ball? And everyone immediately looks over like they know shit's about to go fucking off. They clear off a space and Odart, like, he has both of you guys, like, go to, like, your own... So it's gonna be team versus team. So the Agents versus Divine Shield.
Hello.
And Odar activates a spell that instantly puts, like, this area. It's a 60 by 30 size space that immediately has no gravity in it. You guys all have a flying speed equal to half of your current walking speed.
Thanks, I love it.
Nice.
And then you also see a bunch of large stone-like debris rise up from the ground, and several portals appear around you. Here's how Void Ball works. So, you guys are going to... We're basically going to, like, flip a coin. You call it heads or tails, decide who goes first. Whoever starts off with the ball, you have a few actions you can take. You can either make an attack, a movement, or a throw. When you attack, you can either use an unarmed strike or a grapple. You cannot use weapons. So, you guys do not have your armor, you guys do not have your shield, and you don't have any of your weapons. So, your ACs for posterity's sake is all 13. I calculated that ahead of time. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Cool.
When you deal an unarmed strike, you will calculate the damage, and then that will determine the DC for a fumble check. If they fail, the ball fumbles, and everyone within 5 feet of that space makes an acrobatics check to see who gets it. If you grapple, you can attempt to either wrestle the ball or throw a bitch. Movement, you can either go half of your current speed, or your flying speed, or you can attempt to propel yourself off of the scattered debris. It's a DC 15 strength athletics check to go your full movement, or a DC 20 to accomplish a dash. However, when propelling, you can only go in a straight line. Or, you can wind up you can try and dive into a portal and wind up somewhere else on the map. I say map, there is no map. Or, you can attempt to throw. So you can either pass as a ranged attack. If you hit, the other player makes either an athletics or acrobatics check. The DC is equal to the number of feet the ball was thrown. On a success, you can use a reaction to either make another pass or attempt to score. On a fail, it's fumbled. In order to score, same basic concept. Ranged attack, and the DC is the distance thrown.
So I'm gonna sound a little bit pretentious, but I'm just now realizing that when you said football, you meant like American football and not like football as in the context that everyone else means it on Earth.
You know what? That's actually kind of fair. Honestly, I should have thought about that.
You said it was like the most common game, so I was like, oh, so it's gonna be 0G soccer. That's cool. It's gonna be like Shaolin soccer. That sounds neat. But this will also be neat.
Nope, I meant one where you grab it, because I didn't want to think about the physics involved in that.
Fair.
Oh, also, you guys can cast spells, but nothing that deals damage.
Okay.
Arlo, call high-low, and then I need everyone to roll initiative.
Tails.
18.
Oh my god, say it the same! Oh wait, actually, I didn't add my initiative bonus, hold on. That was an 18 on the die for me. So, it's actually a 21.
Ah, damn. It's an 8.
Okay. So, it was heads, so Harvin is actually going to have the ball first. The way you guys are, Arlo and Harvin are basically like center field, and then Saith and Winterra are on opposite sides, along with Hope and Vith, who are also like basically opposite of you guys. For simplicity's sake, I'll say that Winterra is opposite of Hope, and Saith is opposite of Vith.
Okay.
Okay.
Harvin has the ball. Winterra, you're up first.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna shift. So Winterra is just filled with excited, I haven't played a game with someone in so fucking long energy, and so she just kind of like roars with excitement and turns into her shifted form. And she just, like, locks eyes on him. And she's just, like... She's gonna narrow in and try to go for this ball. She's just brute forcing it right now.
Alright, does that mean a grapple or an attack?
How do I try to get the ball from him? Attacking, you said?
Attacking means fumble, so you'd have to roll like an acrobatics, either an athletics or an acrobatics check to attempt to get it from him.
Okay, so I think I am still gonna head towards him and, like, movement?
You can make it to him. You guys are all close enough at this point that you can easily make it to him.
Okay. How many of these motherfuckers can I fill the field with? Hold on.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to toss it out there. You guys are still the same level. You haven't leveled up yet.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen, because I like these guys, and I think they're cool, and I want to bring them back and do more of this terrible sound. So as I'm charging towards him and moving, I'm gonna, like, move my hands out to the side of me and summon my eagle buddies to head along with me. So they go, "Caw!"
I'd like to remind you that you're flying, but I still like to imagine that Winterra is doing, like, the motion for running.
Like on all fours in the sky.
Just running in the sky bear. Ah, the great sky bear, as it was foretold.
I mean, my giant eagles are full on, like, just, I think, able to fly unless gravity rules are different in the sky for actual flying.
Nope! They have their full speed.
Cool.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I may be experiencing a similar issue to what a certain other podcast that does this listen that tried to do a sports thing recently.
Remember exactly what
Sports
you're
are
talking
hard
about.
with druids, as it turns out. God damn it.
So I would like to say there's 2 of them, and they each have 80 flying. 80 feet
Well,
flying.
that's more than the field. Yeah, nope, I made a mistake. Cool. This won't take long. Awesome.
And they have multi-attacks.
Cool. Cool. Alright, go ahead.
So that was my turn. Are they still going after me?
Yes. No,
Okay.
go ahead.
I'd
Andrew,
like-
you can get ready to tell us what you were going to do.
I would like one of them to go ahead and try and get that ball, please.
Alright, they get to go ahead and roll an attack against him.
Okay.
And everyone's unarmored! Yay! Did I mention Divine Shield has overall shit dex?
What? The shield guys don't have decks? You're kidding me.
I know, weird. You'd think I would have thought about literally any of this.
Let's see. So how do multi-attacks work on this? Do they?
I'll say that he'll roll individual strength checks for each thing.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your first attack.
The first one was a 9.
That does not hit.
Yep, didn't think so.
He's not that non-dexterous.
The next one was a 14.
That would hit, but he's gonna cast Shield.
Okay.
Yeah, they got spells too, motherfuckers.
I'm assuming that because of the way you do monsters, that my eagles both count as one entity? Or do they count as 2 entities?
No, you have 2 eagles.
Okay.
If they have multi-attack, you get to now use the other eagle.
Okay.
I'm kind of realizing the futility of what I have tried to create, so just go ahead and destroy it.
Okay.
I will futilely attempt to stop you.
The shield lasts for the round, doesn't it?
It does, but again, like, his AC wasn't, like,
Oh yeah, that's just a
start.
+5. I'm still stuck on my old character. Oh, that was a 19 on the die. So that's a 24.
Oh, yeah. Roll damage real quick.
Okay. And that was a 6, so 9.
Okay, cool, so that's a DC 19 strength saving throw. Fuck me. Yeah, I don't think a 9's gonna bump it up enough.
Nope.
Oh,
So-
no.
The ball falls out of his hands. Did you fly up towards him?
Yeah, I was heading towards him too.
Okay, here's what now happens. You, your 2 eagles, and him are all going to do an acrobatics check to see who gets the ball.
Oh my literal goodness gracious.
Wowzers.
I made some mistakes.
I fucking am loving this.
Oh my Christ!
What happened?
Alright, let's see which one of you guys gets the ball. He doesn't get it.
I need to know.
Okay, you said acrobatics.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, so it's their dex, so...
If you guys have higher than a +1, you automatically beat him because he rolled a nat 1.
Oh!
So yeah, no, he rolled dog shit.
Well, I myself just rolled a 16 on the die, which is a 19, so...
So yeah, odds are you got it, unless you want to see if one of your bird friends can grab it first.
Can get it first? Yeah, hold on. Let me see if they get higher than a 19. They also have a +3. 13 for one, and 20 for the other!
Oh my actual.
Oh boy.
One of your eagles has the ball.
Can we say that it was like the same one that managed to get him to drop it? So it's just like one eagle is like a regular eagle, and the other one is like wearing like a void ball like jersey and headband, and it's like fucking void ball all day, every day, baby.
One of them has muscles that you can see through its fucking body, and its feathers. It just looks ripped as hell for a bird.
Actual Christ.
There's like a regular
Alright,
eagle
cool.
and there's a jock eagle.
The other one's its girlfriend that's just mainly there for moral support.
Yeah, no, Jock Bird has the ball.
Jock bird.
Holy
Okay.
fuck me, how did this happen?
And I think technically wouldn't he still have movement?
You summoned them right at his foot, didn't you?
I mean, yeah, and they have 80 feet of flying. So even if they did like a 10-foot drop to hit him,
He used his reaction to cast a shield.
I don't think anyone would blame him.
So, reset. Point 1 agents.
Winterra's just shouting, "Bird, bird, bird, bird!"
I think the whole team is going birds, 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 birds. Birds, 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 birds.
I imagine Winterra's like a very sore winner, so she's just like getting like all up in their face.
Oh, definitely, because that's just how she would be with her brother when they were fucking fighting. Like, she's just like, she's all up in it, and she's loving this. This is her, like, her realm is play fighting, so she's so about this.
Oh my god.
And she's kind of also trying to show off a little bit, so she might be restraining it herself just a little bit, but she is trying to still show off.
And I will say, in the background, Arlo is full on like chest bumping the eagle, jock bird.
Yes.
Oh my god. You know, I'm actually gonna pull a similar page from the other person I realized who done fucked up.
And just call it.
I had other things I wanted to get to. Some of that other stuff took a little longer than I'd expected. Let's just go ahead and call this one wrapped.
Yes.
You guys don't even get a turn. It's just Winterra and her eagles just, like, fucking, like, going for it.
Ironically, I think it was Eagles that fucked up the other guy too, so...
Faith and Arlo are just standing on the sidelines at this point, like, or floating on the sidelines at this point, like...
Attention
You
all
got this.
DMs out there. If you want to make a fun fantasy sport for your players, 1, make sure they don't have a druid. 2, outlaw eagles. They ruin your game. Always and forever, it is the law of the land, apparently.
You guys are just on the sidelines doing, like, the Lucky Star cheerleading dance.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
God.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
The rest of the game is eerily similar. It starts off again with Harvin having the ball, but Winterra being super overly aggressive, just bomb rushes him with more eagles, and they just keep scoring over and over again, and he can do nothing to stop it.
Winterra just like fucking body slamming him, the eagles steal the ball, and she's just like, ooh, how do you feel?
In all fairness, we kicked their asses before. I'm not really certain why they thought this would be a good idea.
Oh.
They were under mind control with very strict regulations on their moveset. Also, I made another huge mistake, and I took away Hope's ability to use Counterspell because I thought I was being nice. Turns out I was being stupid.
Definitely. Definitely stupid.
Oh well, whatever.
Can I just say I keep the Eagles around to hang out with us for beach day because they're cool as shit and
Oh,
like
yeah, sure,
I'm
why
sure
not?
they're
Fuck
living this
yeah.
up.
You magically see the Fun Pals show back up again, and they are ragging the Eagles, partying with them like a bunch of motherfuckers.
Nice.
I love them.
Yes.
So as all this post-game celebration is going on, Divine Shield comes up to you guys like super, super humbled. But Saith, you actually have someone poke on your shoulder. And you turn over, and it is Seven and Raylan.
Hi, guys!
Hey. And then Whisper's like, Seven wanted to ask you something.
What is it?
And then Seven looks really embarrassed, like, shut up!
Oh no.
Relax, is not what you think. So Seven, kind of starts one's like, I wanted to ask if you,
I'm sorry, what?
And Raylan just, like, shoulders him, or elbows him really hard. It's like, quit doing this, just ask her! Fine! God! Did you like my poetry?
Oh! Hang on a minute, actually. And she reaches into her bag, and she pulls out a little book.
No!
And she opens it, and it's just full of drawings.
Not where I thought that was going, but I love it. Seven looks over, he's like, I mean, that's pretty cool, but it doesn't answer my question.
I'm sorry that I laughed at you. Yes, I thought your poetry was actually rather well written. Very, good in grammar, and I didn't see very many spelling mistakes. And your timing and rhyming were actually very well done.
He actually looks like really, really happy, or like at least as happy as like, you know, a try-hard emo person can look. You remember me early high school, right? Like that.
Oh, no.
I'll own it. At this point, Raylan kind of like dips out, her work being done as the quote-unquote mom of the group. And Sam's just like, well, if you want, I actually like, I wrote one kind of recently. If you'd like to, you know, hear it, maybe. You don't want to. It's stupid. Don't worry about it.
No, I wouldn't mind hearing it.
Oh well, in that case, and he like very quickly flips out his book.
Oh my god.
Ahem.
This poor noodle.
Oh no, just wait. This is about to get painful.
Oh, there's actual poetry. Oh my goodness.
Katie, this will sound eerily familiar to you.
Oh no, please don't tell me it's one that you actually wrote. I mean, like, in high school.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Just got rid of that.
Whoa. Time out. Jordan, did you write poetry in high school?
Yeah, we
Hey,
all
be
did.
nice. Be nice to Jordan, or I'm gonna tell them about your poetry.
Shut up.
We will get to this on the peek behind the screen. Look forward to that, and if you aren't a patron, hop on if you want to hear us talk about our cringy teenage poetry.
I don't have any of that.
It really was cringy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Seven like gets really excited, like, the wind howls, but no one hears it, as the pained whimper cries in the night sky. Blood drips loudly for an audience of none. A moonlit smile laughs with hollow eyes. A crimson dagger mourns, silent like a mouse, as the final gasp rings out, silent as the night. And he looks at you like, did you get the last part? It's because the night's not silent. It's like an irony type deal. Anyway, did you like it?
Yes!
Oh, thank God. I'm not gonna lie, like I was really kind of worried about that one, but I thought it was like, you know, okay, I guess. But if you liked it and you like my other stuff, then I guess it's pretty alright. Okay, bye, and he leaves. Like so quickly.
Oh my goodness, this is so incredible.
Safe catches Bookworm's eye and kind of signs, boy, I'm glad I'm constantly smiling.
she just kind of nods knowingly.
Haikus can be fun, but they don't have to make sense. Refrigerator.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness, that one.
Okay, anyway, so after all that ends and Divine Shield breaks off from saying, good game, while trying not to hide the obvious, butthurt.
Shame.
Hope looks especially crushed by it. Like, you could tell she was the Winterra of the group, where she is super
Shame!
competitive.
Shame! Shame!
After that, Nelg actually comes up to you guys like, hey, I was wondering if I would be able to catch up with you guys again.
Hey, Nell, buddy. It's good to see you. I see you got the job.
Yeah, the boss lady, what was her name? I'm sorry, I'm not great with names.
Ryan.
Ryan, right, thanks, Argo.
Wow.
Lol.
Okay.
Winterra nods, like, understandingly.
Arlo tries very hard not to look hurt. He's like, wow, okay, that's cool, it's fine, I'm fine with that.
So, like, yeah, she told me that someone from the group had apparently asked me to come on, I figured it was either you guys or the other one, the other team with the Dragonborn, the Shifter, and the team, I kind of figured it was, like, all based on teams like that, which would have been kind of weird, but yeah, apparently I'm going to be working with you guys, I apparently get to work in a place called, Rick Slavenly's Corporeal Oozes.
Oh god.
I haven't had a chance to meet anyone else in there. Do you guys happen to know them? I was hoping to, like, figure out who my coworkers are going to be from now on.
They're interesting, but they're good people.
Oh, well, that's good.
Now, I want to say ahead of time that we're glad to have you, and also that I am sorry.
Why would you be sorry?
Just
Don't
worry about
listen
it.
to him.
Are they bad?
No, they're not bad.
Just don't ask what anything's made of.
Okay, now I'm starting to get nervous, and honestly, like, I had a pretty good thing over in Silvery Moon, so if I really got, like, hired over into, like, a shittier place, I'm gonna need to figure out who it was that recommended me, and I will give them a cursed mark the likes of which they have never seen before. Cause, like, that's super not cool to just pull me away like that. Like, I mean, yeah, it was kind of the dental that sold me, not gonna lie, but still.
I mean, it's got benefits and, like, the pay is awesome. Rick's just a little bit weird. And I'm
All right.
60% sure that the tonics that he makes contain some manner of cum.
No, they do not. Stop spreading lies.
Terra pushes Arlo. Like, she just pushes him in the shoulder, like, to, like move him away. And she's just like, if you can put up with my brother, you can put up with them.
Right. Well, anyway, that was part of why I came over. I also figured since, we met before and you guys know what I'm about, and also since I am friends with your brother, and he, like, holds out a fist for, like, a fist pound. Roll an intelligence check to see if you know what a fist pound is.
That's a 4. So she just stares at him.
Saita's gonna reach over and fist bump him with her tail.
Alright, not what I was aiming for, but cool.
Winterra just looks so confused.
But I figured I would see if they're, like, you guys wanted to be, like, my first official damned clients.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy.
Alright, and you see him, like, from underneath his, like, coat, pull out a ridiculously large briefcase that had no right being in there unnoticed. And he just slams it out and busts open this thing, and it has so many inks and needles and all sorts of shit you guys have never even seen before. He's like, so, who's first?
Don't these things take, like, hours and hours on end or something?
I mean, if you suck at it, sure.
Alright, fair enough.
Saita's gonna literally, hand him a satchel of 3,200 gold.
Ah, I see we want one of the nice ones then. Alright, what's it gonna be?
Ravens.
That one's a cool one. I was thinking about that one.
Alrighty, not a problem. Real quick, before I do this, just need to make sure you understand how this one works. You do know that whatever arm I do this to, you cannot wear any armor on it, otherwise that armor will just kind of not.
No, I know. for it.
Alright, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Alright, sit down and hold your breath for like 10 seconds. And you see him, it almost looks like he just does like a quick, like, just swiggly line up her arm. Like, from the wrist all the way up. Like, her left arm, to be clear. And it kind of like extends a little bit like onto where the chest meets the shoulder. Just a flock of ravens. And then you see him pull out a dagger. He licks the dagger and stabs your arm.
Safe expression is unchanging.
Ooh, I like her. She's a tough one. And then he pulls it out, and the wound, like, immediately heals in on itself, and the tattoo itself begins to have, like, a dark aura around it as it settles in. Alright, who's next?
Ooh, do me.
Alright, you got it, big boy. What's it gonna be?
And he, like, looks through the catalog, he's like, ooh. This one in particular calls out to me. I'll take the Wings of Ink.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Now, under normal circumstances, I would assume dragon, but do you want, like, dove wings or something? Like, I can do whatever. Some nice pixie wings.
Dragon wings all the way, my man.
Okay, just wanted to double check. I have had one person, another dragonborn, wanted pixie wings, did not specify, was very angry with me. I am no longer allowed in that town anymore. Also, if you ever run across a guy named Mayor Pixie Wings, you do not know me.
Don't worry, buddy, I ain't no snitch.
And so he gets ready to draw on your back. He's like, right, almost forgot. Same thing as with her, you can't wear any armor that has a back on it.
Don't worry, I can talk to my armory buddy and get my stuff modified.
Ah, man, this place is fucking awesome. You guys have all the best connections. Anyway, here we go. And he does the quick line thing again, and then, like, there's just like a brief pause because you can't see what he's doing, and he just stabs you right in the back.
Ah! I mean, didn't feel anything. Totally fine.
Pussy!
I mean, she said it. I was gonna, but, beat me to it. And he pulls out the dagger, and for everyone other than Arlo, you see same thing, like a blackish aura kind of envelops the ink, and then it settles.
Does it look cool? I can't see it.
Are you implying you think that I do anything less than good work? Are you trying to besmirch the good name of Nelg?
I would never besmirch the good name of Nailg.
Damn straight, bitch. Anyway, do you want anything, bear girl?
So I've still been struggling with deciding if I think Winterra would ever want a tattoo, and especially one that's a large one on her chest, especially after watching her friends get stabbed with a dagger. For her, it would be in the chest.
Yeah, because getting stabbed in the back is way less fatal.
Okay, what does this wisdom tattoo look like?
Well, that one actually does not have a set design on it, so you can just have it be what fucking ever. As long as it's wise. Whatever that means to you.
I was just gonna say if he can do the three auras that she summons.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, we can definitely do that.
And maybe instead of it being just like, like not like a pec style chest, because I guess chest could technically do like rib cage part of it too, like her upper rib cage if it went just like along the bottom.
I'm willing to allow it to be torso.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, part of me thought you were just gonna get 3 Fs.
Why?
For fuck forest fires.
Wow.
Yeah. I did that to all of you just now.
Okay, so where specifically did you want this again?
So I was thinking either along her rib cage if you'll allow full torso instead of chest, or if it does have to be chest, so upper torso, like right below, like right above like where her diaphragm is, just like underneath, like that area of her rib cage.
I mean, if rib is more appealing to you, I am fully willing to extend that. It's not like an official thing. This is homebrew. It's whatever flavor we want.
Yeah, Lim is fully more appealing. I hate the idea of her having a chest tattoo. I don't hate chest tattoos in general, but on Winterra, I just like didn't like the idea of it. I would totally prefer like an arm tattoo, like a shoulder.
No, you're good. You're good. Similar with you, or with the others, he does the real quick line, and the picture of a bear cub, an eagle, and a unicorn all appear on your ribcage.
Nope. Hers were bear cub, wolf, and eagle, I think.
Pretty sure there's a unicorn on there.
It says you can pick what they look like.
Oh,
Or, I'm sorry, bear, hawk, and wolf. Yeah, it says in there that you can decide what animals are most important to you in that regard. So hers were bear, hawk, and wolf.
Oh. Okay, I guess I didn't read Xanathar's that carefully. Cool. So, as I definitely said the first time, and you just have to believe me on this one, a bear, eagle, and wolf are now on your ribs.
Hawk.
Fuck me.
It's fine. Never mind. I'll just change my thing so it says eagle. So we'll do bear, eagle, and wolf.
I mean, eagles did just win you a game, so...
Yeah, I'll change my character sheet so it makes sense. So we'll do bear, eagle, and wolf.
It's more convenient for me if you change everything about your character than me redo a line.
Bear, eagle, wolf.
So thank
is
you
fine.
for your sacrifice. Oh god. So anyway, those 3 animals that are definitely the correct thing, no matter what, are now on your ribs, and he stabs into your ribs. You note he specifically made sure to get, like, in between the ribs. Like, he stabbed it correctly for a killing wound for some reason, as opposed to just, like, not being a dick about it. But you also don't sense any, like, malice out of him, so you think he was just being a dumbass.
When Tara just comments, she doesn't even, like try to... Can I roll to see if she doesn't flinch?
Yeah, fuck it, roll a con save.
That's a nat 20. Holy shit, that's the second one today.
Get
On the
it?
same day.
Oh my
A more
God.
stoic expression on your face than Safe did.
When Tara just comments, I see why my brother likes you.
I see it runs in the family. And so he pulls out the knife, it heals, and the ink settles same as it did for Arlo and Safe.
Nice.
Alright, that was everything I had planned for the beach, so...
I had something I wanted to do.
No! What'd you want to do?
I want to talk to my my elven confidant friend, who I've been doing my sensitivity trainings with.
Alright, you go up to Alar.
Yeah, so go to Alar like, hey Alar,
Oh, hello.
we've been hanging out, we've been getting pretty I'd like to say that we're friends, right?
I would like to say at least that, yes.
Then I need to ask you a very important question, Alar.
I'm free on Fridays, yes.
Oh God!
No, Alar, more than that. And he takes him by the hand and says, Alar, will you wingman for me?
Alright, first of all, you have to realize that I have been lusting after you very hungrily since you first showed up. For you to ask this is almost a little bit insulting, but yes.
Arlo and his endless amount of, like, fucking almost idiocy is just like, I mean, yeah, but I don't know, fuck yeah, let's do this shit.
So, who were you thinking?
Don't worry about it.
I feel like I have to. Listen, Arlo, you can't just wingman generically. It has to be custom made, tailor fit. Otherwise, it's doomed to fail. So, if I'm going to do this properly, and for you, and he kind of like does a quick like once over, I was like, I need to make sure it's perfect.
So, don't freak out. Ryan.
He goes like ghostly pale. It's like, oh, please tell me you're joking.
You already agreed to it.
Alright, so... Not going to lie, I really don't know how to handle that one. In my mind, you were going to say Raylan, which I could have easily handled, but you said the other Dragonborn lady who, honestly, I don't know if she even sees sexual attraction.
I'm willing to try.
can you at least fill me in on the plan so I know how to, like, follow you? Because I'm not gonna lie, I really don't have much here.
I asked, she's busy manning the grill. I just need you to take over on the grills to give her some free time to hang out a bit.
Although I'm a terrible cook, but I promise to try.
Hey, it doesn't have to be good. It just has to be convincing enough that she's willing to take a walk with me.
Right. And he starts walking with you and he puts his hand on your shoulder like, just please be mindful, don't do anything stupid.
You know the meme of the girl where her neck's all the way back and her teeth are out and it's like, the what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm making that face right now.
So he goes over ahead of you and says, excuse me, do you mind if I were to try manning the grill? And Ryan looks super confused, like, you've never shown any capacity for cooking a day. Honestly, the only reason Orlo isn't even on this thing is because he wanted to spend time with Yavum and Bookworm, and so I'm doing him a favor. Normally, he'd be the one manning this, but I'm the only other one who's apparently qualified to handle this. Have you even ever cooked anything before? It's like, yes, plenty. And now I'm gonna roll deception for him, see if he can pull this off.
Can I give him a help action?
Are you proficient in persuasion?
No.
Then no, that is.
I am.
You're not involved in this.
I know.
Holy fuck!
What?
You did good.
Nice.
Get it, BB.
Holy, all right, shit. I'm impressed. He did a good. And oh fuck me, her insight's really good though. Oh wow, stars are fucking aligning. God damn, that was lucky as fuck, dude. All right, fine. I could use a break from this anyway. Just please don't burn anything. If you do, just give it to Rick. He'll probably eat it. Maybe, I don't know. And so Alar very hesitantly mans the grill and just kind of like gives you like a knowing nod, and Ryan just kind of walks over somewhere else and just kind of like just looks out at everyone, I guess. She takes over more of a supervisor role at this point.
Arlo kind of like walks over like, hey Ryan, I see you're finally free from the grill. Why don't we come have a relaxing walk on the beach? You'll release some tension, have a little bit of time to relax.
Well, normally I would have to decline because I need to spend these moments keeping my eyes on the fun pals. They always get into trouble during these trips, but...
Yeah, the Eagles are watching them.
That's what I was about to say. Winterra actually solved the problem for me. Had I known Eagles were the solution, I would have just gotten Bookworm to summon them years ago.
I mean, for some reason, it seems like Eagles always seem to be a solution. Like, whether it's a void ball game or just, on a hypothetical, taking a cursed ring into a volcano.
Oddly specific, but alright. Well, lead the way, I suppose.
Alright, and I guess, they walk together on the beach.
Yep.
Alright, so,
You guys officially have some private time.
So while they're walking on the beach and such, Marla kind of breaches the subject. They're like, so, Ryan, we've been spending a lot of time together, but, not quite as much in, a personal aspect, although we've kind of been developing that a little bit more as of late.
Yes, a little bit more, especially as of recently. And she kind of looks at you like, you haven't told anyone about that, right?
Oh, no, of course not. Just between you and me.
I don't need anyone else thinking I'm weak. I have a reputation to uphold here, and I would like to be able to maintain that, so I do thank you for respecting that.
Ryan, you're not weak. You're honestly the strongest one of the strongest people I've ever met.
If not for the fact that I knew who your family was, I'd almost be insulted.
I mean, I guess the reason why I'm bringing this up is I wonder if you'd be willing to spend a little bit more time with me and I guess what could be considered more of date?
She stops and just looks at you. Excuse you?
I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna be timid about this. I'd very much like to take you out on a date, Ryan.
She sighs like, look, I certainly respect you as an individual, and I see the potential that you have. That is why I made you the leader of the agents, and why I decided to take you on as my pupil. However, when it comes to a personal standpoint, we don't really know much about each other. I have been through a lot in my life. That one little snippet I told you is but a peek into the life that I have lived. There is quite a bit of baggage, and if it is all the same to you, there are some things I also like to keep a little bit to myself.
I mean, no one's asking you to, completely bare your soul, but don't try to bear the brunt of everything and the brunt of life alone.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Roll high, roll high, roll high.
So, that wasn't good, but I would like to use the coin.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah, Jordan. The coin, Jordan. The coin.
This is either going to now end really, really poorly, or go super fucking well. Okay.
Please, fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
She leers her eyes at you and says, Arlo, I'm going to be blunt with you. I am not in any way interested in pursuing that form of a relationship. However, I do tend to spend my weekends at a local tavern just outside of my old hometown. I get ODOT to send me there so I can have a little bit of alone time. If memory serves, I did promise you we would share some war stories. If it would be of a satisfactory substitute, you may join me on these as a friend. Not as boss and employee, not as mentor and student, but as friends. I can give you that.
That sounds just fine.
Very well then. When next we train, I shall be sure to present you with the address to it. Go separately. The last thing I need is any form of gossip forming around here and any sort of potential issues that might form.
Fair enough.
So, the day ends and time passes. About another month or so. You haven't had any work since then, when one day you are all called into Ryan's office again. As you enter, it is not just Ryan in there. It's her husband. No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
No. In there with her is Alar, Nisa, and Morgren. And Ryan is not sitting at her desk as she normally would be. She is standing in front of her desk and says, "Hello, agents. I have a new assignment for you all. But before we get to that, there is something else that we need to deal with. As I am sure you have all no doubt noticed along your, well, admittedly few missions, we have a larger threat that we must deal with. The individual known as Ash has appeared on more than one occasion. In both instances, you were the ones who confronted him. While he alone is a threat that cannot be ignored given his ties with a chaotic god of misery, or his draconic nature, the fact that he has specifically encountered you all leads me to believe that you three are likely to be his most desirable targets. Now, because of this, I need to ensure that you are all capable of handling such a threat. I cannot promise that I can make you strong enough to defeat him, but at the very least I can give you a fighting chance against him. You three are now going to become my elite force to handle this dragon. But, as you are now, you are ill-equipped to do so. Which is why you three need some upgrades. She turns to you, Arlo, and says, Doctor, do you by chance still have those nunchucks I bestowed upon you?
I keep them with me always. He pulls them out from like a small pouch on his belt.
She holds out her hand as if to, like, ask for them.
He places them in her hand.
As you do, she takes a look and is like, they are surprisingly well kept. Under normal circumstances, I might assume that this is because of how well they are taken care of. However, in this particular instance, even with good upkeeping, there will still be some wear and tear, and I can't help but notice a lack of it. Arlo, how often were you using these?
I've used them once to fight some pixies.
I had a feeling as such. You know, as I've trained you, I've come to realize we are very much different people. You have a different history than I do. You come from a different lineage. And even the way we approach combat is drastically different. I believed that the best way to teach you was to replicate how I was taught. However, I've now realized that it might instead be better for me to custom fit your regimen to you. After all, it only makes sense that you should have tools that are more befitting of yourself. And she grabs the nunchucks in both hands and snaps them over her knee.
Arlo audibly goes, "Ah!"
Oh, don't worry. They weren't befitting of you, as I said. You know, after you came back, I decided to do a little bit more investigation into your family history. I already knew that you were the son of Commodore Aegon, the red-hot dynamo.
Don't speak her name, it gives her power.
However, as I looked in, imagine my surprise to find out you also had a famous father. After all, I don't think there's anyone among the Dragonborn clans who isn't familiar with Jacob Long, the man who helped to single-handedly unite the Chromatic and the Metallic Dragonborn during the Second Giants' War. For someone of that caliber to be your father, and for Commodore to be your mother, it is quite clear that you possess a fire in you greater than most other Dragonborn have possessed. So, I think it only suiting that you have a weapon to match. And she holds out her other hand towards Morgren. And he throws a different set of nunchucks. These ones are far more intricate than the other ones that you had received. The other ones were more standard issue. However, these ones are emblazoned red with gold trim along them, almost in the shape of a sort of bird. And as they land in Ryan's hand, she begins to twirl them around, eerily similarly to how she did when she first shows you how she wielded hers. However, it is not flames that come out from the nunchucks, but small silver bursts of energy whirl past all of you at light speed. As she continues and the blast just whiz by you, narrowly missing, she grabs both ends and pulls them apart, the chain snapping. and points them both at you, and only now do you see that at the end of each individual part, there is a small barrel, and 2 more shots fire out.
Are you giving me gunchucks?
Gunchuck!
I mean, maybe.
Fuck me!
Literally, Arlo like witnesses this, and a single tear rolls out.
She then flips them back over and says, I believe these would be yours now.
Arlo takes them and says, This is the greatest gift I've ever received.
Oh, well, in that case, I suppose you won't need the other things we had prepared.
It'd be impolite to say no to anything like that.
So, now Nisa and Morgren both walk up, and Nisa approaches you and says, for this next part, we're actually going to need to, borrow some of your stuff. We're going to be upgrading your gear, so to speak. Now, I know how you feel about this, but I need to see, one, your shield, and I also need to see your hammer again.
So Arlo, like, he hands over the shield with, like, relative ease, and then, like, he holds the hammer out, and he's like, don't worry, I've been getting much better at this. And as she grabs it, he still, like, fully does not let go of it. And he has to pry his own fingers off of it one at a time.
As you do, she smiles and says, don't worry. We'll be sure to leave on the insignia.
Thank you.
And she pulls out 2 small gems, one blue, one white. In the blue one, it appears that there is a raging torrent and maelstrom of water forcing its way around this small gem. And inside the white gem, you see a lightning storm, surging wildly. As you see this, you look at your newly found nunchucks, or gunchucks, as you pointed out, and you see that each of them is emblazoned with a red gem that looks like a wildfire is raging within them. First, she takes the blue gem and rests it on your shield. At which point, Morgren lifts his hammer and slams it down as hard as he can, and a surge erupts from the shield. At your feet, you all feel ice cold. But on your faces, you feel a wave of hot air rush past you.
Winterra ducks and almost cowers at that.
Oh, just wait then. But as the shockwave fades, you see that the shield is now blue and is emblazoned with what looks like a sea serpent coiling around the front of the shield. They then take the white gem and place it on the hammer. And Morgren then once again lifts up the hammer, and as Arlo's teeth clench and his butt puckers, Morgren brings down the hammer as hard as he can, and a loud, thunderous boom erupts throughout the room. And you see along the sides of the hammer, there is now what looks like what would to us be a Chinese dragon.
Nice.
And Nisa holds both of them up and says, are you familiar with the 4 elemental guardians of this world?
Yes.
In which case, the 4 elemental guardians would be the Elder Tempest, the Lord of the Skies, the Phoenix, the Ruler of Flames, the Leviathan, the King of the Oceans, and the Zaratan, the Lord of the Land. So we had this idea for a while where we would create weapons based on these creatures, and we figured, why not you? We don't have anything for the Zaratan just yet, but we can figure something out later on. But for now, we present you with, and she points to the nunchucks, the Phoenix's Fury. She holds up the shield. The Leviathan's Wrath, and then the hammer. And the Elder Tempest's Benevolence. And I will explain to you what these things do later, because I don't want to go that far over, and I still have other things to do.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like, Arlo takes them with, like, you know, a great reverence, and he's like, thank you all. I can't express with words my gratitude. I will do my best to make you all proud and to make sure your work is put to good use.
I know you will. And then Ryan says, we know you will, Otto. However, you are not the only member of this team, and as such, you are not the only one receiving new toys. She then turns over to Winterra. Like, I believe you are next. Ayla. And Alar walks forward, holding a cape. And she's like, this, my dear, is among my finest work. When most people think of who the king of the beasts is, they would argue the lion. However, I have also spent time with Thorngol and spent time with you, and I think I would decidedly choose the bear instead. So, I present to you the Cowl of the Beast King. And you see, on this cowl, that there are 3 hoods. One that looks like the head of a large owl. Another that looks like the head of a panther. And then a third one that appears to have the head of some unholy combination of a deer and a hawk that have teeth.
A dog.
I love it.
For each mantle you don, you shall gain their beast's power. You can have the strength of the owlbear, the agility of the displacer beast, or the speed of the periton. And as with Arlo stuff, I will explain it later. Then Nisa comes up and is like, and I also have something. It's another little invention that I was coming up with that I think you might be able to make good use of. And she gives you it's like a ball, roughly the size of like a softball. It is white on the top, red on the bottom.
Oh.
This is invention of mine. I came up with it all my own. It's It's called the Pocket Monster Sphere.
Oh.
I knew immediately when you said the red and white. I was like, oh.
No, it's totally different. The one you're thinking of is red on top. I said white on top. It's totally unique and different. Don't come after me, please. So Nisa goes on to say, this will actually allow you to store the essence of some of nature's most powerful creatures and use them as your own. Kind of like a summon, but a little different. I think once you use it, you'll understand. And then Morgren steps forward and is like, alright, little lady, you're up. Looking at you, Safe.
I'm ready!
And the first thing he pulls out is a crossbow. Like, now, I hear talk, you're something like a devil person?
Yes.
Cool, this would have been real awkward otherwise. We decided to make for you something based on a devil bounty hunter. You familiar with an Orthon? Roll me history with advantage.
Woo! Not 20.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, got it.
Safe has an Orthon poster in her room.
Maybe. Orthons are very powerful devils that serve as bounty hunters for, like, greater devils. Like, Asmodeus probably has a legion of Orthon that serve him.
Nice.
Like,
Jinx.
God damn it. And you notice that it looks very similar to, like, a normal crossbow, other than the sort of devilish appearance of it. Except it also looks like it has a barrel like you would see on, like, a 6-shot revolver. Like, now, this barrel here, this is where the real fun shit happens. Each one of these has got a special little power in it. If you shoot one of your crossbows through it, then you can use it. And it's got all kinds of crazy shit good for knocking people out and kicking their ass and all that stuff.
She looks giddy as hell.
And we got one more thing for you. So I'm gonna need to see your ass.
I'm sorry, what now?
Nisa comes over and, like, punches him in the arm. Like, your tail, dear. He meant your tail.
She holds it up.
And Morgren pulls out this, it almost looks like a handcuff with, like, a hook on it, and clamps it onto your tail.
Ooh, my tail gets its own weapon!
Now, I hear talk that your tail's pretty pitchin'.
I would say so.
Well, now we can do a few more things. And he, like, He's like, alright, now, can you, flex the lower part of your tail that's in this thing?
She does so.
So, the, what looks like almost like a blade splits off into, 3 sections and almost looks like a hand. Like, alright, now the top part.
She does it.
It retracts back into the bladed form. Like, alright, now flex your whole thing, like a whole little meat tube.
And she does it.
Please never again say meat tube.
And as Nisa groans at her husband's vulgarity, it sort of retracts a little bit, and at the tip of the blade, a small flame is created.
I'm gonna fuck a whole bunch of shit up with this.
Yeah, you fucking whore!
Sorry, boss.
No need for apologies. I'm sure you will have plenty of opportunities to make use of this. As I said, I've worked for you all. And that is where we shall pause our tale for now. Hey guys, thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to listen to the end for a little blooper that didn't make it into the episode proper. We're adding those at the end of each episode as a little something to those who listen until the very end. But before that, we have some plugs and promotions. For anyone in the South Charlotte area, check out Just Cheesecakes by Tina Rose on Facebook. They're a local bakery that specializes in, you guessed it, cheesecakes. They do custom orders and delivery, so it's a quick and easy way to satisfy your sweet tooth. We are also partnered with Black Feather Graphics. They've helped us with the show before, designing our logo and official art used on our social media. They've recently started to specialize in apparel, so check them out at blackfeathergraphics.com. Finally, our own Drew McLean is the fitness genius behind Kinetic Concepts. When he's not reciting the holy scriptures of Bahamut, Drew is a personal trainer that customizes your workout to your own needs. He's helped me get in fighting shape and is also helping my brother to prepare for a marathon. To get yourself in shape, just find Kinetic Concepts on Instagram. If you want to support the show, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Agents of Damned, and on Twitter at Agents of D. We also have a Patreon at Agents of Damned, where we post episodes a week before their standard release, alongside our after show, Peek Behind the Screen, where we talk about what happened in the episode and what we think will happen next. Finally, check out our website at agentsofdamned.wordpress.com, where you can get access to full transcriptions of every episode and learn a little bit about the show's creators. Until next time, bye!
Are you bored of the usual character archetypes?
Do you feel like you see the same characters over and over again?
Is there not enough chaotic energy in your podcasts?
Well, have we got the solution for you?
Hi, I'm Harper.
And I'm Darby.
Chaotic Creations is a podcast where we take the weirdest character prompts we can think of and make playable Dungeons & Dragons characters.
There's bad jokes.
I wonder what Minotaur sounds like.
When they're really, having a heartfelt speech is really moving. Backstories.
I am an eagle kenku.
She probably just says eagle. And people are like, not quite.
And of course, plenty of chaos.
I don't consider mayonnaise to be a liquid, but I also don't really consider it to be food.
Maybe he squishes his pecs together with a little symbol in between and goes
We upload new episodes every Wednesday, and you can hear the two of us
And some guests.
make some truly strange D&D characters.
Find us on your local podcatcher of choice and check us out on Twitter at ChaoticPod.
I'm Harper, your lawful nerdy paladin,
And I'm Darby, your chaotic tired bard.
and we hope you'll join us on Chaotic Creations.
All right, so I know you're gonna cut this, but that reminds me of a story. Michael and I went to Disney Galaxy's Edge, so the Star Wars park.
Neat.
And it was the fucking coolest thing in the world. And they have these little shoulder pets. They're the lizard monkeys that, they laugh. And it's like a contagious laugh. And we both bought one. So we had them and they're on our shoulders. And we're making them like look around and laugh at people. They're like little puppets. And this guy passed by us and he's like, "Oh, well, look at you having so much fun." He was like so pissed. And he's looking back at his wife and he's like, "That would be a waste of money, right, honey?"
Oh my
We were
god!
just both like, "Oh no. Oh my god, how do we react to this?"
Fucking savage! Get it!
It really was like a sitcom, like really so over exaggerated, like, "Oh, look how much fun you're having." We were just like, "Oh god, oh no, please."
That's incredible.
It was fucking hilarious.
Do we even keep going? Like, I lost. I can't keep going after that. Holy shit.
That was fucking the whole time I was like, where is this even going? And it was worth the payoff so much.
So worth it.
Jordan, don't you dare cut that out.
Oh no, I have a special place for this.
Bloopers,
so-
Oh my
McGee.
god.
Anyway, getting back to the actual event.
Yeah, sorry, continue.